Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, and I've got 3 Ripple and XRP related stories for you in this latest Moon Lambo hot jam. And I'll be starting with this one having to do with a whole bunch of XRP just getting tossed around. I'll tell you what, those XRP whales getting splishy splashy, getting aquatic AF, I'm for it. I know what I hate, and I don't hate that. So here's the headline. 209.2 million XRP shifted by Binance and other top-tier exchanges as XRP holds near $1. And also, I'll just tell you right now, XRP is at 98.3 cents as I record this, and it has regained the number 4 market cap position back from Tether. Oh, freaking Tether. Tether's market cap, so it's always worth $1. Its market cap is $43 billion right now. $43 billion. In March of last year, it was $4 billion. So in a little over a year, it went from $4 billion to $43 billion. It's always worth $1, which means that about 40 billion Tether, has been printed in the last year. So it's like, XRP, if it loses to Tether again, who freaking cares? It's always worth the same price. Like, you print enough Tether, you can overtake Bitcoin. It's just stupid. Anyway. It's a meaningless metric. Also, there is this headline from you today. XRP ledger developers receive Python implementation. Why is this important? Yeah, and so in terms of XRP ledger development, it is, and I'll explain why. And then there was this piece, also from you today. New petition urges SEC chair nominee Gary Gensler to drop a Ripple lawsuit. And so this is this change.org petition. I like the vast majority of it, but there's something within it that makes me question whether or not I should even sign the damn thing. It gets a bit out there, in my humble opinion, a little bit into some perhaps unconnected conspiracy theory stuff. And so then I'm sitting here asking myself, and I'll explain as I get into it in the video just a few minutes, but I'm sitting here thinking, do I need to agree with 100% of what's in here to sign this? Or even if not, is this one thing so bad that I just can't put my name on it? And the answer might be yes. So I'll explain why. But before we go any further, I do want to be clear that I don't have a financial background of any kind. I'm not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who makes YouTube videos as a very fun hobby about Ripple and XRP and crypto, and that's it. That's the reason I'm here. So I just don't want anyone to think I'm someone or something that I'm not. All right. Anyway, so into this first piece now. A lot of XRP getting tossed around. According to Whale Alert Crypto Tractor? What is that? There is no crypto tractor. What is it, like plowing the fields? All right. Anyway, I'm going to start that one over. Stuff is hard for Moon Lambo sometimes. Like, give me a break here. According to Whale Alert Crypto Tracker, hashtag nailed it, in the past 24 hours, a massive amount of XRP has been moved. 209.2 million coins. The XRP price has surged in the past couple of days, so this amount is now worth a whopping $202.8 million. The largest amount of tokens at once to go was sent by Coinbase, 61.9 million XRP. So look, some of these transactions, it's resulting in and then in this case, it was sent by Coinbase, but some of these transactions are sent to Coinbase. It's resulted in all sorts of speculation, among other things. You know, are we going to see a relisting of XRP? Look, I'm not privy to the reasons that XRP is going to and from Coinbase, but I still maintain the position that I'd be shocked, I'd be very surprised if XRP gets relisted by Coinbase before there's a settlement or full adjudication in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit. I'd be happy if it gets listed. I would love to be proven wrong, and that I really, really would. I would never be more happy than that to be wrong. But I really firmly doubt that. But it is interesting also, you're seeing a ton of movement from cryptocurrency exchange, and I think a lot of it is just, I would speculate that has to do with maintaining sufficient liquidity on these exchanges, because there's been a ton of transactions with XRP, and they even cite in this article here, hey, look, XRP hits $1, recovers 4th place. So lots of activity going around. Don't mind seeing that one little baby boo bit. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf for sharing this next piece with me from you today, titled XRP Ledger Developers Receive Python Implementation. Now, why is this important? And I'm going to be brief on this because I'm not going to get into like the nuts and bolts of this thing, And to be perfectly honest with you, that's outside of the level of detail that I cover on this particular channel. This is not like a pure tech channel in terms of XRP tech or crypto technology. I'm not an IT nerd. Nothing against IT nerds, you guys are awesome. But that's just not the where I have my core interest in crypto, and as far as functionally how the code works, this or that, it's just far beyond what I'm interested in genuinely. I'm a more of a big picture guy. I love understanding functionally what's going on in terms of potential long-term viability for cryptocurrency, specifically XRP, of course, and how adoption could continue to unfold. Now, this is important, though, and simply because this is going to make it easier for developers to build on top of the XRP ledger, as I'll explain. So take a look at this. The team at the RippleX development platform focused on XRP ledger-oriented solutions has released a brand new library that significantly eases the process of coding on the XRP ledger. See, and that's the key right there, the ease of use for developers in terms of building on top of the XRP ledger. And this is important to XRP holders because if you attract more developers building on top of the ledger, that should result, that's I believe, in additional likelihood in the long-term viability of XRP, as long as you have actual usage that stays for the long haul. And not that everything built on top of the XRP ledger is going to have staying power, but just do as much as you can on the XRP ledger. Let's see what sticks. Like I'm okay with that. Anyway, the new implementation dubbed XRPL Pi, that's PY, is written on Python, one of the most popular programming languages globally. And according to an official statement by the Ripple payment decacorn shared by RippleX development platform, a pure Python implementation for interaction with XRP ledger, XRPL Pi, has been released. And there's a tweet on the screen indicating as much right there. So we'll see what gets built out with this. I'm all about you try all sorts of use cases, and even if it's the case that most of them fail, that's fine. This is what entrepreneurs do. They come up with new ideas, and then they try and build stuff out, and you get a certain level of success. And those that find success, especially early on for something like this, you can become a standard in major ways. So just like there are a ton of search engines back in the day, like you guys remember about do you remember Ask Jeeves? How many times on a daily basis do you ask Jeeves anything? Exactly. So no more Ask Jeeves, right? And what were the other ones? There's one starts with an L. Is it Lycos? Am I thinking? It's such a distant memory. Does anybody even use Yahoo? Like some people technically do, but it's all Google. And so look, I'm just saying that there are going to be some early players that develop all sorts of technology on blockchains that are building right now that are going to change all sorts of things that we can't even imagine right now. But it's happening right now, and so we'll just have to see which developments built on top of the XRP ledger end up having staying power. Now the cool thing is there's already a couple that already seem to be having sticking power, certainly to this point at least, which would be on-demand liquidity. And my second favorite one would be Coil's usage with XRP to stream payments to content creators in real time. But there's all sorts of other use cases as well. And so again, anything that can be done to make it more likely people are going to build on top of the ledger, hey, I'm all for it. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf. Again, he also sent me this piece from you today titled New Petition Urges SEC Chair Nominee Gary Gensler to Drop Lawsuit. And so I actually read this article, which is pretty short, before I read the actual petition. I just ran through this. And I'm just going to cover the top part here, and you'll see why I was like, wait, what's going on? Crypto and Policy founder Thomas Hodge has created a Change.org petition that urges Gary Gensler, who will likely be confirmed as the next chairman of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, to drop the blockbuster lawsuit against distributed ledger company Ripple. And here's the thing, though. The piece continues and writes, Hodge accuses the agency of trying to silence XRP voices while pushing a baseless conspiracy about ex-SEC boss Jay Clayton and William Hinman, the former director of the agency's division of corporate finance, advancing China's interests. And so I read that and I was just like, oh, those are key words that I just hate. Like, I do not like conspiracy theories. And it's not that none of them are true. It's that almost none of them are true. And the type of person that's more likely than not to believe that, like there are humans that will just hear something and without any facts, there's for some reason they want to believe things that are unlikely. I don't know if it makes them feel like they're part of a special group or something, but they're capable of genuinely believing stuff without data. My brain just doesn't work like that. If I'm going to believe something, you need to convince me. And I'm willing to say I suspect so-and-so, and that's fine. Like, I'll go there. But the further you get out into left field, the more I'm like, okay, for me, and it's all subjective anyway, like what's crossing the line into conspiracy theory land, that's subjective. And so we're all going to have slightly different opinions or way different opinions on that, and that's fine. For me, this indeed does start to get out there. So when I saw this term conspiracy theory, I was like, oh, God, what's going on here? Because there are fringe members of the XRP community that take things way too far. It's not many of us. But there are some that have all sorts of weird ideas. Like, there are people now that believe that today XRP is backed by gold. You know, there are people that last August believed that Swift was going to be shut offline because an oil tycoon named Charlie Ward came out and said it was going to happen, and Swift is still here. Like, there's all sorts of wacky conspiracy theories that people want to believe, and I always speak against them when they come out. And then the fringe people, they'll like come at me and attack me verbally, and they'll call me names and be like, oh, I didn't say I'm not open-minded enough. And then time passes, I'm like, yeah, see? Sorry, Swift still exists, guys. XRP still has open market prices, provably true because it's traded on 295 different markets according to Live Coin Watch. They all have their own little ecosystems, and there's arbitrage resulting in a global price of XRP. It's not backed by anything. It's complete and utter nonsense. And so this word, like, if I'm going to get triggered by something, it's the word conspiracy. It's crap. I do not like it. Just approach life from more of a skeptical position, please. All right? Can we just do that? Be open-minded. I'm not saying don't be open. Of course, be open-minded, but don't let the wacky claim just be your starting point of oh yeah, no, because if you have the position of no, prove the wacky claim wrong. No. The burden of proof is on the individual that's making the wacky extraordinary claim. You have it exactly backwards. So here's what we're talking about. And I don't really want to go through the whole thing because. And I also don't want to be too harsh because the vast majority of what is in this change.org petition is solid stuff. I can get behind almost 100% of this. So admittedly, I'm going to focus on the little bit that I don't write, but I do want to say, like, absolutely, there's all sorts of stuff here. And, you can talk about how the SEC, for instance, I like this too. They included something about, and the SEC is trying to silence the voice of XRP holders, something to that effect. Actually, yeah, they literally wrote that. Here you go. Your agency is trying to silence our voices. That's not conjecture. That's actually literally true. The SEC is seeking to prevent XRP holders and Attorney John Deaton, from intervening in the SEC case. So that is factually correct, and I don't like that because as XRP holders are, like our priorities are not to being addressed. Like it's all about the SEC, what they want, and Ripple. Like, that's it. But as far as the position of XRP holders, the SEC just doesn't give a damn, frankly, here. I do think it's perfectly fine. They did go into how the SEC chair, Jay Clayton, as well as William Hinman, former SEC director, how they both worked at law firms, came to the SEC. Stuff happened. For instance, William Hinman said he was the one that declared that ETH was not a security, and then he went back to his law firm. That does look fishy. That's a totally legitimate thing to bring up. But here's where, for me, subjectively, my opinion, and you might disagree, to me, I think it's clearly too far, is that they get into this conspiracy theory, and it may be fair enough to call it that, because it's a big claim. It's a very big claim without any evidence. And let me be clear here. When I'm talking about also the fact that things happen, because look, the law firms that, for instance, that Bill Hinman, let's just talk about him. The law firm that he worked for did have provable ties to the Ethereum Foundation. So he got paid by the law firm while he worked at the SEC. Policy was made up, and then he went back. That's evidence, right? And even if it's not evidence, at a minimum, there are some clear connections right there. But when you're talking about connections having to do with China, like the burden of proof is going to be much higher, because you're talking about some top SEC officials like cohorting with China, like to the detriment of the United States government. That's a bigger claim. Like, that's a way bigger claim than saying, hey, there's something fishy here, and there may have been some positive regulation to do with Bitcoin and Ethereum that benefited a couple law firms. That's nowhere near as big a claim as top SEC officials are acting in the interest of China, harming the United States. Like, that's a big claim. I can't get behind that without evidence. You guys see how big of a leap that is, right? That's not even close to the same thing. And so that's what was cited right here. And they go on to, I think he mentioned something about how one or both of them got paid by, I think he said Alibaba in here. I don't really want to read the article again, or the petition again rather. So if you want it, just you can find it. Well, here actually even John Deaton, he put it out on Twitter. You tell you what, you can pause. I'll scroll through the whole thing. Like, you can pause at any point if you just want to read this just straight from the video. Just pause at any point and you can read this. I'm doing it right now if you really want to. But to me, that was just too far. And so I see something like that, and that's the type of stuff, that the baseless stuff, where if there are extraordinary claims and there isn't evidence, like not even a shred, just a loose connection that they got paid by Alibaba, and Alibaba happens to be based in China. Like, okay, what's the rest of it though? You know, like that's, so it's a looser connection than when you talk about their law firm's interest in ETH being considered not a security. There's more connection with the ETH situation than with this weird China claim, and on top of that, like I keep saying, this is a much bigger claim. So I see this in here, and I'm just like, yeah, that's kind of in conspiracy theory land. I don't know how I get behind this, because even if I love the rest of what was written here, and I think I do, I don't know if there's anything else I would pick apart here. I think it was all deservedly in here. Like, that's pretty far out there. So I don't know if I can sign this damn thing. And right now, 1,588 individuals have signed it. And I do like this pickup here. You've got former SEC Chair Jay Clayton and former SEC Director Bill Hinman with sledgehammers taking an axe to a ball with the XRP logo on it. Looks like it's made out of concrete. I do like the picture. That's good. But, man, I hate conspiracy theory crap. It's just garbage. Why do people get so easily tricked into this? Because the vast majority of the time there's a conspiracy theory. If you believe it, you're the fool. Like, it is nonsense the vast majority of the time. Some of them are true, sure. It's a small percentage, though. Like, just be more skeptical. Why not have that as a baseline? I don't want to look like a damn idiot, so that's my baseline. You better prove it to me if you're going to make some crazy-ass claims. I'm just saying here. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't come across as too harsh, but I feel passionate about this. That's all that I wanted to come across in the video. I don't like conspiracy theory crap. It's nonsense. So anyway, let me know what you think. I do love diversity of thought, so whether you agree or disagree with me, would still love to hear with you. And let me know if you're going to sign this petition. Nothing against anybody that does. Like, I get it. Like, everybody's intention that wants to sign this, it's in the right place. But for me personally, I'm struggling with this, so I don't know that I'm going to do it. All right, I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.